Hello once again. This is Paolina, co-host of Afro Anime Initiative, and I'm back again with the third review of Carole and Tuesday. Sorry, this time it's episode 3, and the episode is called "Fire and Rain" by James Taylor. Classic song. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Kind of fits the theme of this episode. Now we get straight right into it. They have a meeting in a restaurant with Gus and Roddy. And Gus is pretty much, giving them this, hey, you need a manager. I've done this, this, and this. This is who I am. Roddy even reads off the Wikipedia page, all that stuff. And more than half of the names he mentioned, both girls are like, we don't know who they are. Like, who's that? And it's just like a weird moment of generation disconnect. Damn. Eh, and it like I've actually seen like had a conversation with someone who is like 8, 9 years younger than me and just looked at me like what's a record player? And I was like, how do you not know what a record player is and you want to make music? But that's just me. So I know how Gus feels. I know how he feels. But the girls reluctantly agree to have him as their manager, and so they try to figure out how to break out, how to be noticed. Instead of the slow and true, small concerts, small events here and there, they want to jump right in and be featured by or headline. Sorry, be featured by a huge headliner. In this case, the DJ, what is it? Ertagun, Johnny Ertagun, and you finally get to actually meet him, and it's just no, no, no. So after the meeting, they both Carole and Tuesday go to the laundry, and they're talking about we need a job, to support ourselves until whatever deal or whatever happens, and while they're at the laundromat, they pretty much come up with another song with the sounds of the laundromat. And it's and it's just really interesting how creative they are, and they can just literally make music out of anything they hear. And they make their second song. They literally make their second song, which is really cool. And I really appreciated how they just put everything together and how seamlessly they worked. And I didn't mention this before. I didn't give big props to their singing voices before, but the voices, voice for Carole, her singing voice is okay. Forgive me. I think it's BRX or double X. She's an alternative R&B singer, really pretty, beautiful voice, and she's Carole's singing voice and just amazing. And you have the singing voice for Tuesday as Selena Ann. Yeah, Selena Ann, excuse me, and she's a Japanese pop R&B singer as well. And they work so well together. Absolute beautiful voices. So forgive me for butchering the names, but so much kudos to them. I really, really do appreciate and enjoy listening to them. In the meantime, you have again Angela still going through that really dubious training, and there's a part where there's a certain note that she can't hit, and she's like, I can't hit the note. Like, you're supposed to be adjusting this music to the singer's voice, and of course Tal's like, no, my music's perfect. You adjust, and it's like I had to pause at that because no, no, you don't do that. But I don't know. I guess things change as people evolve, even though humans don't really evolve. They don't. They really don't. If you actually paid attention in history class, or, stop living with the excuse that you hate history, pay attention. Human beings have not really evolved. No. So that part kind of, it pissed me off. It pissed me off a lot. And it's like, okay. And at at that point, he literally scares her into singing that note. She just basically screams it. Like, she doesn't sing it, she screams. And so, you kind of just give Tao a weird, the side eye, like, who the heck are you? Like, what is this all about? So there's that. But there's also the other issue of the dependence on AI technology for producing music with Johnny Ertegun. Mm. And so the day arrives for Carole and Tuesday to go see him. They go to his mansion, but Gus is held back by security because he wasn't on the guest list. Okay. Um, so the girls go in, and it's this is a really interesting little scene. They go past this wall of paintings, and Tuesday's like, "Hey, this artwork is shredded. It's a Bansky. It's that Bansky artwork where, the people um, bid so much money on it, and the winner had this shredded art. Like, as soon as the bid closed, the art started to shred itself, and then people still were putting so much money on it. Like, the value was, it's just the irony of that whole scene. She's like, "Oh, it's shredded," and of course, Carol's like, I bet it's expensive. Come on," and I'm like, okay, okay, I see. All right, I see you. So they finally, well, they don't meet him at first. He's at the poolside entertaining women, I guess women, and they're there for like maybe 20, 30 minutes waiting for him to get out and finally meet. And he's like, "Oh, so you guys are fans? What's, you want an autograph, you want a hug? Since you are Roddy's friends, I'll allow that." And they're like, "No, we have music we want to play for you." And he's like, "You want to play music for me?" And they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wait, did you write this yourself?" And they're like, "Yeah, listen to us." And he's like, "No, it's mediocre and terrible." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, he literally goes on this thing about, you have any idea how much time and money I put into, investing in AI technology for my music? It's a lot of hard work. It's a business. This is not a game like you guys are making it out to be. And I literally again had to pause, and I just sat there and went, "Oh, wait a minute. Using a machine, putting money into a machine to create beats for you is a lot harder than actually writing music, creating the melody yourself, and writing the lyrics yourself and performing them yourself. That's harder than that." Like, I almost yelled at the I just yelled at the absolute absurdity of that. And of course the girls were like just as, surprised and shocked at just how full of himself he was. And, no, not Tuesday. Carole was like, "Okay, what, let's just go." And of course, for some reason, Tuesday had the bright idea of going over to this burner that was at the center of the table and take the sheet music and put it and burn it and let it go because it burned her, and it set off the sprinklers and they ran out. And I'm like, what? What was the point of that? um, I mean, that's kind of where the episode ends. Um, and again, this episode was for me was pretty solid. Again, it's still kind of a snail's pace kind of thing. You see that, they're trying to make the jump into being seen so quickly instead of kind of taking the snail's pace approach, but they're met with disappointment. You also have, the other side in which Angela is trying to be a singer, but is going through this strange training that kind of puts into question, like, why is she really there? Like, she's, if AI is such a huge thing, then what was the point in her being there and being treated like a guinea pig? And we find out later why or how. And honestly, it's not that I have like issues with this episode, but I feel like there's a lot that's been skipped. I don't know, I'm more of a detail oriented type person, and I feel like it kind of skipped a lot is in what Carole and Tuesday need to accomplish first before having some big name feature them by taking shortcuts. And and again, the whole AI tech thing, it makes for a really interesting conversation about it, or what we as a society right now are kind of slowly depending on, make it easier on us so we can focus on more important things. But then, it gets to the point where it's like, well, we've put all our technology and AI support for all the important things. What else is there for us to do left that we think is important to use our brain power in? Okay, we eliminate world hunger. What do we do now? And it's to the point where the whole world is run by AI tech, and human beings kind of write themselves into obsolescence. I don't know. Maybe. That's what I think. And it's like, you just can't replace human beings. Honestly, you can't. No, you really can't. So, good episode. Kind of feeling a little lukewarm about this one. Also, there was, I completely forgot to mention this part, but it also cuts to, Tuesday's family, her brother, and her mom interacting. Her mom is like, so, you know, we got to get her back. Spencer, her brother, wants, ask if, they can use the police. She's like, no, we don't want a scandal. Just, she'll be tired. She'll come home soon. Of course, you see she brings home a lover, a younger lover. Ooh, old windbag lady. Okay. But, money. So, there's that. Her family hasn't forgotten. They didn't forget she ran away. You know. But I guess it's up to Spencer, her brother, to get her back. And we're left with, okay, what is he gonna do next? So, thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned for the next review. I'm Paolina. Follow us on our various social medias, Afro Anime Initiative on both Instagram and Facebook, and Afro AI on YouTube, and Afro_AI on our Twitter. Thanks a lot, and just let me know what you think. Thanks.